Right now, first of all, what is your name and where are you from?
My name's Jose Morales.
Yeah.
I'm from the Bronx, actually.
Yeah.
So right here from the city.
You're the second or third person from the Bronx.
I'm weak.
Yeah. Now, what made you want to come up and do this interview?
Actually, I saw you out here earlier. I don't know if you was the same guy.
Yeah.
When I came in for work.
Uh-huh.
I came in at 5 p.m.
Really?
And I saw you out here.
Wow.
I just got out of work like an hour ago.
Oh,
I'm like,
cool.
no, let me come through the park, see what's up.
Yeah.
I saw your sign. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to wait until he's done.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to him and then try to see if I can do an interview because it
Sounds
seemed really
good.
interesting. I like the questions you were asking.
Sounds good. All right, now let me ask. I'm going to give you the New York questions, all right? Can you do a New York accent?
See, that's funny because I've been told, because I've been outside of the city so much.
Uh-huh.
So people tell me, like, when I talk, there's certain things I say that I have a New York accent, but like me personally, I don't hear it. So like, I
So
don't
you're
know.
already doing it without knowing it.
I guess so, because I've been living here all my life. So I guess it just grew on me.
It's subconscious. Now, let me ask you this. So you said you were coming from work.
Yeah,
Where are you going after this?
I'm going home.
You going to sleep?
No, I'm gonna just chill, get lit.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. Now, first of all, let me say skip any questions you want to skip.
I got you.
Now, what is the difference between the Bronx and Manhattan?
Ooh, I would definitely say style of living and the amount of people for sure.
You mean there's more people in the city?
There's way more people in Manhattan than there is in the Bronx for sure. Manhattan alone got like 8 million people probably.
Yeah.
The Bronx got less than that. But also like the infrastructure. The Bronx, you ain't gonna see a lot of tall buildings and stuff like that. You're not gonna see as much, how can I say, disparity. Because it's funny, like when you walking through Manhattan, you could, if you go on the east side on 125th, it's very different from like the west side of 125th. Because you ever been to the east side? See all like, so if you go to the east side 125th, you see like a lot of druggies, crackheads, and addicts. Like that's how it normally is down there. If you go to the west side, that's in like, you see the brownstones, that's where they filmed Luke Cage. Like it's very different. In the Bronx is like, there's not as much disparity. The majority of the area, it's kind of like what you see is what you get. In Manhattan, every block is something different a little bit. Like that's why I love coming to Manhattan more than any other borough, honestly.
No, next question. A lot of New Yorkers are moving out of New York. Do you know anyone who's left and where are they going?
I personally don't know anybody that's leaving New York, honestly.
Wait, but didn't you say you leave New York a lot?
I do, because so I went for high school, I went to boarding school, and then I go out of state for college. So that's why like majority of my time I'm always like outside of New York.
While boarding school, what was that experience like?
It was amazing.
You liked it?
I did. A lot of people have the wrong stigma about it. They're like, oh, did you go because you were a bad kid? Or like, I heard it's so boring. Like, no, it's not. It's really fun. It's basically college and high school minus the drinking and the partying. It's like,
So you go ahead.
I'm not I was like, you get to live alone. You get to have like, what's it called? You sleep there. You live on campus with like teachers and your friends. It's a really cool experience. I recommend it to anybody.
You sound like a very well-adjusted person because you would have to be living with these kids 24/7. That must when you see these reality shows, these people get thrown together into a house. And there's a lot of conflict going on.
I would definitely say it was definitely a culture shock in a way for me because a black kid coming from the Bronx being surrounded by like a bunch of like prep school white kids, it was funny. So going there for 4 years, that time in high school, that's the time you really become the man or person you are that you're gonna be for like the rest of your life almost. So like that experience really instilled a lot of like wisdom in me, like made me see things differently, had a lot of great experiences out of it. The main thing definitely adapting. So for me is I wanted to go. So I had my after school program, shout out Boys Club in New York, BCNY. My after school program that I went through, they helped get me into boarding school. So I did that and I got into a good boarding school. I got in on a scholarship for sports and academics. So I got to go through there. And the adjustment was pretty interesting because, I've been away from home before, as a little kid. I've slept away, so I'm used to that. But it was very interesting to do that for 4 years, for months at a time, taking classes there, and just kind of basically being your own person and being independent at a younger age compared to most people. It wasn't as much of a shock to me personally because even from a young age before high school, my mom always taught me how to be independent, how to do all these things. I was cooking by the time I was 6 years old, so So like I knew how to cook for myself and do a lot of other things. And then when I'm going to boarding school, it was funny, like there's a lot of people who didn't know how to do like simple things.
Because they've always had it done for them.
Exactly. So, because like, for example, my roommate was a rich ass Jewish kid. Never knew him in my life, never met him. Me and him was cool, we wound up becoming good friends in over our 4 years. But like when I first met him, he didn't know like he had his own cleaning people from his home, his mansion or whatever, come to our room to clean the room for us. Like, I wasn't used to that. I'm like, okay, cool. I lucked out with the rich roommate to do that. But at the same time,
they cleaned your side too?
Huh?
They cleaned your side too?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm over here like, just like, I don't have to do it. Like, I can do it myself. Thank you so much. But it was just very weird. I was looking at him. I'm like, that's crazy that he had that to just do that. Because I'm like, bro, you really could have just done this yourself. But I'm like, all right, cool. But like, that's just like one little experience I had to show like that, how can I say, like that little cultural difference. Because it's like boarding school, it's a bubble. So like a lot of people in boarding school, they don't know what's going on outside, or like they don't know what's going on like for real in the real world, because it's like this own little safety bubble. But no, you can ask me.
You sound like a very grounded person.
Thank you.
Because you went away to that kind of environment, but you came back to the Bronx. A lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm moving up in this world, right? I'm gonna go somewhere that's, that fits that boarding school kind of mold."
Oh no, like what's it called? I'll never forget where I come from. I'm always like, what's it called? Boys Club in New York, for example. Like I've been with that program for years. Like when I graduated, like when I was old enough to not be a member anymore, I came back to always help the kids, volunteer. I worked there multiple summers at the summer camp. So like all the staff love me, like all the kids know me, and like it's just great to have that experience. Because I'm all about like giving back to the community. Because like my goal, to be real with you, shit, like I'm trying to get rich, get all the money I can, but like do it the right way. Like I'm gonna do me, save my money, get right. But when I'm gonna have enough money to reinvest into the community, into like that I grew up into, the things that made me who I am. And like, because if I had money like Jeff Bezos, bro, I'd definitely be fixing a lot more of this shit than the politicians and a lot of these other people with money saying they're doing shit, but not really. Cause
a lot of people, when they go to boarding school, when they make it in college, they forget about where they came from, and all of that is behind them.
Nah, never.
So you're the type to go back and contribute and do things for people that people have done for you.
Of course. Like I love people. Like how can I say? I love and hate people, because like I'm a very like spiritual type person. So like I'll respect you. I'll fuck with you heavy just because you're a human being. Because like I can vibe with, in my opinion, I feel like I can vibe with anybody in this park right now. Just talk to them and we'll find something in common, or we'll just get to talking just because of the energy's right and the vibe is chilling. And then we just get to know each other and we like, oh cool, I just made a new friend. Like that random. Like I just love talking to people like and doing things like this. Like I never met you before, but look, you're learning so much about me from just one minimal interaction. But like, what can I say? Forgive me, repeat the question because I actually lost track while I was talking.
Yeah, I was talking about, giving back to
to
the community and not forgetting about.
Yeah, so I'm very big on that, because for me personally, like how I grew up, where I come from, it wasn't great, it wasn't easy, but at the same time, I had an opportunity to get out, and I took that opportunity, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to keep it going and like make something of myself in this life. So when I want to reach that goal, I can take care of my mom, my family, and then everybody else who don't got the best that I can. I can't promise saying like I can take care of 7 billion people on this planet, but I'm gonna do my best to touch every one of them that I can, either emotionally with my energy or physically, and actually change something in their lives.
Those are very good values to have, man. Definitely. Hopefully some of the younger folks out there can receive some of that wisdom. Now, next question. If you weren't in New York, where would you be?
If I wasn't in New York, where
If you
would I
weren't
be?
in New York, yeah.
I'll probably be in school right now. I actually took this semester off just to help my mom out with some bills back home. But like I would probably be in Pennsylvania right now at my college.
So you're very family oriented.
I would say I am. I would say I'm family oriented. Like I care, like if you're in my blood family or if you're in my circle or my close circle of friends who I call my family, I would definitely say, yeah, like if you in one of those two groups, like I'm definitely gonna look out for you, because you was probably there for me at one point, and I'm always gonna have you and you're gonna have my back.
Now you seem like a mentor type of guy. What advice do you have for the younger folks out there?
How young we talking? I'm 20.
Let's go with 18.
Okay, so I'll definitely say some simple life advice.
Let's say like they're thinking about going to college. They're thinking like they just graduated from high school because
Okay.
that's a major turning point in our
Perfect
life.
example then. So best thing I would say about going to college,
Or would you say don't go to college?
I would say, so perfect. If you have a goal in life that you're trying to do that you know requires a degree, that you know requires school or studying, go to college because you need that as your stepping stone to get where you want to be. Now, if you don't have a goal that doesn't require you to go to college, let's say you want to be the next top UFC fighter or you want to do something that doesn't require school at all and that's truly your passion and what makes you happy, then follow that too. Because at the end of the day, the main advice I want to definitely give people that I wish that I knew when I was like a little younger, fuck what other people think. Because at the end of the day, it's about what you want to do with your life because it's your life to live. So like make every second count and do everything you need to do to reach your goals and dreams so you can like just be chilling and be where you want to be in life. Because if you let other people's opinions get in the way, like if you let people say, nah, you shouldn't do that, or even your parents, bro, don't listen to everything your parents say. Because my mom, for example, going to college, me and my mom butted heads on the college experience. I wanted to go one way, she wanted to go another. And like, you know, and like it wasn't always great. But like I chose to go where I was happy, where I felt accepted. And that's definitely what I want to tell all the young ones out there. Go somewhere where you feel you fit in, where you feel like there's a sense of community for you there, where you feel happy. Because at the end of the day, you need to be happy and take care of yourself. Because if you're not happy, like, you don't want that.
Now, if I were to give you 3 wishes, what would they be?
To be honest, first wish, I always tell my friends ever since I was a kid to live forever. If I had another wish, unlimited money, because then I could, like I said, after mentioned earlier, I could fix all them problems. And then 3, shit.
Not use the money to buy like mansions and sports cars.
If I had unlimited money with that wish, I'll do that first. But then I'm gonna get the world right, because if I have unlimited money, I can literally fix every single thing. So might as well get that done. I ain't got money to worry about. Third, actually, I could probably use that third wish, and that's a tricky one. For that third wish, I'll definitely probably just be like, you know what, make the world great, fix everyone in the world peace. For like that third wish.
Now, you talked about how boarding school changed you. What are some game changers in your life?
Definitely, I would say boarding school helped me like just simple life skills, you know, being independent, how to deal with adversity, how to deal with adverse situations and adverse people, how to deal with racism. I had a couple of experiences with that in high school. But like, what else? I would definitely say it taught me time management to get more school oriented. What else? How to just communicate, how to get out my shell. Because like I wasn't the same guy you see right now talking to you on the interview. Like high school really helped to mold me into who I am today, and it also helped me to like find like those like group of friends who I can call my brothers for life. So like I really found some lifelong friends through that experience who I know I can count on.
Now, you talked about dealing with racism. What advice do you have for the other black folks out there on how to deal with the racism?
That's a very tricky question, honestly, because I would say, because in my situation, when I was in boarding school, I had to deal with it in a way that I'm like, I had to talk to him civilly, because if somebody said something sideways in school, I can't hit them back, I can't get physical, because I'm gonna be the one getting kicked out. Versus if somebody said something to me on the street, like my instinct reaction would probably be to punch them, but like I try to be above that and be like, you know, try to talk to them. Because at the end of the day, it really depends what was said, what the situation was.
What have you dealt with?
So I've been called the N-word before to my face.
For no reason?
How can I say it? It was friendly. So he came up, it was some random white dude. He came up to me saying, oh, what up, my nigga? Like, I'm like, yo, whoa. Like, I told them, I'm like, yo, whoa.
Don't
like,
do
bro,
that.
you can't say that. You know, gave him the quick rundown, like, yeah, you shouldn't say that, blah, blah, like, simple like that. During the protest, because I was actually at the protest, like, some dude called me an N-word straight up.
He was against the protest?
Yeah, like, we was marching, we was on the highway by, like, close towards Randall's Island, that highway right there on the east side.
278?
Yeah, on 110, on like First Ave, FDR, like by the FDR. So we was marching on there, and like this dude was just like sound like N-words at us and all that, and like other
From a
slurs.
car?
From afar. We got close. I was just looking at him like I literally was just like I screamed back at him too, but like I didn't get physical. I'm like, you know what, it ain't worth it. I'm like, yo, bro, like I wish you well. Like you were fucked up. Like I told him like you were fucked up, dude, but like I hope you get better. All that, like just like I just talked to him a little bit, said what I wanted to say, and then I left because I'm like at the end of the day, he says some words that carry weight because like we put weight on it. But at the end of the day, like I'm chilling. Like he may have called me an N-word, I'm gonna deal with that situation. But at the end of the day, you can't always like, how can I say? You can't like just carry that with you. Like I couldn't be upset about it all day. Like he called me it, I addressed the situation and said what I needed to say. I left it at that and I walked away. And I'm like, all right, cool, it's behind me. But like in other situations, I would say if you have the chance, do not be physical at first, because I understand the rage and frustration. Try to be the bigger person and be strong, because somebody is way stronger if you can look in the face of adversity and not act out, but rather take it calmly and like just think about it and like talk through it. Because I feel like that's a lot of things about the world period, or like situations in general. A lot of us go to violence first or physicality rather than like trying to talk it out.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos, is because somebody watching this video could say, hey, you know, this black people are real people too. They've got a story, they've got struggles, they've got, you know, all kinds of problems that they have to deal with. So once they see the human side of whoever, of their enemy, right, then it's a little bit harder to hate on them.
Exactly, because like the whole thing about, there's this one black dude about, you know, if you ever heard about it, he talked to members of the KKK and like he had conversations with them, and through the process as he's talking to them, a lot of the KKK members are realizing like I was wrong, like these ideas are backwards. A lot of them wind up giving up the Klan and leaving that life behind because they
he was
really,
like doing music, right?
Because I think he was doing music.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And he was, what's it called? They really realized that the more you like you said, the more you talk to somebody, you realize that there's very much that's not really different about us, and there's really more that's alike about us. Because everybody in this world is like warring and bickering and like just coming at each other's throats. Because like, you know, they want to be toxic, like they want to be like, what's it called? They want to like pick you off of your differences. But if you just realize like there's a lot more in common with each other, like the world would be chilling. Like we'd be in a much better situation than we are right now. But unfortunately, it ain't like.
Now, next question: how important is marriage to you?
How important is marriage to me? I feel like the idea of marriage is like a beautiful thing, but I feel like it's been corrupted and kind of like how it is today versus, because me, like, yeah, I want to get married, but like at the same time I'm like, I ain't stressing the idea of marriage. If I'm with somebody I love and like they know I love you and like we together and all that, and you want to get married, take that next step, sure. But at the same time I feel like the idea of marriage kind of got corrupted over the millenniums since it's been conceived, because then there's like a lot of stigma around it and all this like other extra stuff. I'm not too knowledgeable on the topic, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but like I would say for me personally, like yeah, like I'm fine with marriage, like I'll get married myself. I just don't like fully like what it's become and kind of like the certain stigmas around it.
Ancestry, how important is that to you? A lot of people are doing DNA tests.
I'm very big on, like, me personally, I'm very big on ancestry, especially because like I want to know where I come from. Like as a black man in America, like we don't have the privilege to like know our history because it was taken from us. So like to be able to like find a way to be like, okay, where do I come from in Africa? Like what was my tribe? Or like just to see the people that are like in your bloodline. I feel like it's just very big to know, because it's really cool to see who you're related to, like where you come from, like what you're made up and what your family tree is made up of and who it's made up of. It's just, I think it's a very good knowledge for anyone to have about themselves and their own history. You know, like from a spiritual standpoint, it's just great to know your ancestors. So like, you know, if you're in a situation you need to call upon somebody, you can call upon your ancestors for those spiritual people out there who believe in that.
That's actually very big in China. They worship their ancestors.
And I always loved that. So from when I was a little kid watching Mulan, I always loved the whole ancestors and everything, and that's what got me into it. So like I've always been into Egyptology, and I'm very into like ancient history and like archaic and stuff of antiquity and things of that nature. So like I love like learning about that stuff because like a lot of our ancestors from Egyptian time, from Chinese time, and Japanese ancestry and like spirits and all that was a very big thing in all those cultures, and I feel like that's something a lot of us as a whole forgot about. Because if you see like a lot of people nowadays, a lot of black people, Africans, Asians, and all that, a lot of the newer generation now don't know their old ways, and I feel like it's very important to get in touch with like how things used to be, like where did your people come from, just to know that, because so you can like live that on. Because I'm very big on like I want to learn like all these traditions I have from like my ancestors, like what did they do with like things from Africa, so I can pass them on to my kids, so they can have like that knowledge and just carry that with them, just like have that tradition of like passing it down.
Now you mentioned before you work around here.
Yeah.
What is the strangest thing you've heard or said, or strangest thing you've seen or heard in this park?
In this park?
Do you have a lot of strange people coming up to you doing strange things? I had some, I don't know if you saw it, but there was like this guy who just ran up on us and looked at the camera.
Yeah, you'll get that in New York. But what's it called? In this, I got funny stories for like all over the city, but I'm trying to think of this park in particular.
Okay, just go with another one then. Any way to say it.
The craziest thing I've seen,
or heard. Like sometimes they say very disturbing things as well.
I haven't like heard any crazy things, but like I've seen a lot of crazy shit.
Okay, let's hear it.
Probably the craziest thing I've seen was this one lady was like drugged out like at 42nd Street. She just like started like she was just flashing everybody, like pulling her pants down, and then she just like,
which is strange for a woman.
Exactly, like it was just, you know, it caught me, so I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. But like I've seen so much crazy shit like that, I'm really like, damn, that's crazy. I just kept going about my day. Because that's one thing you learn about living in New York. When you live in New York long enough, you can tell a New Yorker like that. So like let's say something popped off over there, everybody from New York is gonna look over there real quick and then go back about our day. And all the nosy people and tourists or people who are not from New York are probably gonna go like check it out or something. Cause like if you're from here, you know what's going on. Like, okay, you've seen it a billion times. All right, let's keep it moving.
You speak any foreign languages?
I speak some Spanish. I took Chinese for 2 years in high school.
Wow, that's impressive.
But my Chinese isn't really great.
Hey yo.
I know a few phrases.
Yeah. You want to get in on this?
You could. I mean, y'all can join me if you want.
Join them.
Y'all can join me if you want.
All right.
Let me put a mask on so that everything is.
Wait, let's just see.
I'm gonna put a mask on.
Let's just see what you look like first before you put the mask on.
Can we sit in the frame? Can we get him in?
Yeah. Get in the frame.
Yeah, right in the middle. Can you see him and us?
Yeah, I can see y'all.
Stand on the bench.
Are you promise you're not taking up your time?
No, believe me, I'm off tomorrow. I'm having a great night right now. I'm like, no, let me do this
We
interview.
want something to do. We want
We get to meet new friends as well.
Is that recorded right now?
Yeah, it's
You're
recorded.
gonna feature us in the video though?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, I want the
What's
link.
your name, by the way?
My name's Jose. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
I'm Amelia.
Nice to meet you. You guys go to NYU by any chance?
No.
We go to Tulane.
Okay.
Tulane, Louisiana.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what are y'all doing here?
Shout out to Louisiana.
We live in Jersey.
Okay.
I know. I'm from an hour south of New
She
Orleans.
lives in Louisiana, but she's visiting.
All right, shout out to New Orleans. Nola is in the house.
What part of Jersey?
Short Hills?
You ever heard of Hightstown, New Jersey? Yeah. What's it called? I went to high school there.
Oh, cool, yeah. Not 40 minutes. Yeah, I know where
We're that short.
Yeah, I can still get him in. I can still get him in.
There we go.
Now, y'all want to introduce yourselves?
What should I say? Just my name?
Yeah, your name, where you from?
Okay. So my name's Lily. I'm from Northern Jersey, and I'm visiting NYC for the weekend.
You already got my
He's already been here for 24
I'm Amelia.
minutes.
I'm from an hour south of NOLA, and I'm with Lily for the weekend.
I didn't know you could go any further south than NOLA.
Yeah, me.
It's like swampland.
Yeah, I live in a swamp. Like I have a bayou in my backyard.
You're from the bayou? Are you
I like
in the Cajun country there?
Yeah, I live in the same town as Coach O from like the LSU coach. Oh my God, there's another rat, guys.
from New York.
That's scary. Watch where you put your feet. Now, did y'all want to do general questions or dating questions?
We could do.
We've had fucked up relationships this fall. Dating questions.
Dating
Surprise
questions.
us.
Yeah.
First impressions. How important are they when it comes to dating?
I think they're pretty important, but like,
Let me stand over here so the light gets y'all.
I feel like I've given bad first impressions and I've come back from it.
So you believe like if a person comes off as being like bogus the first time, there is a chance the second and third time that you
I mean,
meet.
like, not usually, but like, they can't be too pushy when they make it up for you. But they're like, if they like text you, like, sorry, I'm having an off day. Like,
So they can
let me
still
make it
redeem
up to you.
themselves.
Like, maybe like a second time, but like no third chance.
It also depends on the situation. Like if you're meeting someone in like a date setting on the first
Not
time, and
a
they're
date,
jerk,
let's say-
like not. But like in a friend setting, like you're gonna see them again, like
Right.
maybe not.
Okay. So you do believe in second chances.
I feel like, yeah, because like you might get to know someone better. People change. Like what if you meet them again later in life?
Facts.
So there are chances. What about you?
I believe in from like a business setting, the whole like there's no second chance to make a.
What
first
about the dating
impression.
set? The dating
But for the
setting.
dating setting,
First
it's more
impression.
like I believe in second chances because like let's say I woke up to a girl, try to talk to her, it didn't go too well. But like, cause you know, like you said, maybe it was a bad night. Like you know, maybe I was off my game or whatever you want to call it. But then let's say I try to talk to her the next time, be like, yo, I'm sorry about that, whatever. Like try to make up, like try to make up for it. And from my personal experience, like I've had a girl come to me and like I'm like, oh nah, like I got a weird vibe from her. But like I talked to her again another time, like, oh, like you know, misjudged the vibe, like cool people, and like you know, we became good friends from that.
All right. Now, how important is it when the way a guy dresses, if at all?
Can you repeat the question?
About how a guy dresses.
Is that important? Like a guy who dresses nice, is that important to you?
See, like, I feel like yes and no. Like, I feel like there's a time and place. So, like, if he takes you out to dinner and wears sweatpants, like, that's a big no. But, like, if you're, like, just chilling, like, it's acceptable.
So he doesn't have to wear like the latest clothes that are in style.
No, but there's, like, I feel like also there's, like, so many different styles, like, especially now that, like, I feel like as long as, like, he, like, has a style and sense of self, that's, like, a huge turn on. But, like, if he doesn't really know, then, like, I don't really like that.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. Like, there's one thing to be like not the same style, but like still like puts together an outfit or like tries. There's another thing when like a guy just like throws on random colors and like socks don't match or like that's an like a big Just because it seems like they don't care about themselves. You have to love yourself first, right?
What about you?
From the flip side, I love a woman that can dress because one, I want to match with you sometimes. Like if we both got a fire fit on, bro, we about to be the flyest people in New York or anywhere we go. Second of all, from a guy standpoint, I always make sure I have a nice fit on. Always, and my friends are always like, Jose, like it's chill. Like why you wearing like a nice outfit? Like it's a
You're
snow day.
overdressed.
It's a snow day. I'm like, I learned this from my boy in high school. Shout out Eric Patterson. He always like sophomore year, and I kept this with me. He's like, I asked him the same question. I'm like, yo, bro, why you always got a fit on, bro? Like it's boarding school. Just go to class in your slides or whatever. He's like, because you never know who you're gonna meet when you're walking through these streets. And if you got a nice fit on and somebody says something or whatever, like it was because of that outfit. Or let's say you have to go somewhere. If you have a nice outfit on, boom, you can get in. Because like there's been situations where like I got caught up like, oh, Jose, like can you come to like this party thing? It's like semi-casual, whatever. I had a nice semi-casual fit on because I mean, I was feeling it that day and it came in handy. But like I'm very big on like dressing nicely because nobody wants to look raggedy going outside. You don't gotta have the latest stuff on. Like I love like people who like do their own thing. Like a lot of my friends like make their own clothes and like I be wearing it and buying it because it just looks tough. Because if you have that own
supports like.
Because if you got that individuality and if you got like that thing, like that it factor about you, fuck what the fit is, you got it and you can rock it. I'm a big believer like not everybody can rock that fit. I can't rock this fit she got on, but she rock it like a boss. Versus if she threw on this outfit, she could probably rock this outfit if it was in her size. I'm not gonna lie.
I do like the shoes.
Thank you. But like yeah, but I'm a very big on like dressing nice all around.
All right. Next question. Your thoughts on men approaching women in public that you don't know. Let's say a guy walks over here. It's like, hey, you look kind of cute. I want to be
like
friends with you.
it, but not in like a creepy catcalling way. So like, if you give like a nice compliment, like but like if you immediately are like, "What's your Snapchat? You're hot." Like that's an immediate no. Immediate.
I laugh because I've seen so many fat boys at my college do that. Like I wanted to punch them because the girl feels so uncomfortable.
So you don't try that.
Me personally,
You're
I
against
can't catcall for
What
my life
if you
because
see a
I
cute
feel
girl?
embarrassed.
We love that.
I don't, thank you. I don't catcall because one, I'm gonna make myself. If I'm trying to attract you, why am I gonna be screaming across the street to get your attention, looking like a fool? I'm gonna walk up to you calmly, like try to say something, like try to spit some game, say something nice, try to be smooth, and hope it works out. But like catcalling is a no-go for me because one, I'm gonna embarrass you, and I'm gonna embarrass myself. Because like you can ask anybody who knows me, like I've never catcalled in my life. Sure, I've walked up to a bunch of girls at a party trying to like spit game and try to talk to them, but respectfully. Like I'm not gonna walk up and be like, hey,
You should watch and learn from.
I'm not gonna be like, yo, hey, like let me get your Snapchat, you cool. I'm gonna walk up to you soon, like, hey, like I'm just saying, like I think you're really beautiful. Like I'm just saying, like if you want, like we can leave this party, like we can just talk out there. I want to get to know you a little bit real quick. That works sometimes because it's all about. It's not even about y'all can say if I'm wrong or not. Like in my opinion, I feel like a lot of girls, it's not even about like how outward or whatever you come up is if you come up in like confidence but respectfully, because you can come up confident and be belligerent, or you can come up with confidence and like have that zest to you and just be smooth as hell. But like it all depends. But like me, I prefer to come up with confidence but respectfully, because at the end of the night, if I'm respectful to you, and even if we don't sleep together down or I don't kiss you or whatever, if we vibe, I get a cool friend out of that regardless. But like shout out to, you know, what's the word? What's the fucking sentence I'm looking for? Normalized female friends, because that shit's actually tough as hell. Because you can't go to your guy friends for everything.
All right,
I
now
like everything.
a lot of guys, they approach women in this park. They see a woman that's cute, and they say, hey, what's up? You know, I want to get to know you, or I don't even know what guys say.
I also think it's like the age, like also matters. Like it's kind of like, as like a small female, it can be like kind of scary when like a way older guy walks up to you and you're just like, hi. I think it's all about like reading the situation and like.
Can you give me an example of the last guy?
Well, we're actually on this content for this video because these guys were creeping us out and we needed to walk away.
Oh, really?
So this is perfect.
So you escaped?
Yeah, I escaped through this video.
Okay. Great. Hopefully something good will come out of
Sometimes
this.
guys just don't read the cues of like when you're done talking, like you're not interested. It's all about reading the room and like respectfully.
So they took the wrong approach with
respectfully
you.
walking
they,
away
like,
if it's not
offered us
working.
sketchy things in like a brown bag, and it was just a no.
Unfortunately, there are also a bunch of drunk guys out here, so that's a very bad factor.
That is definitely the wrong approach. Now,
Okay, I think we have time for like one more question.
one more question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
No, this is cool. I'm just
Now, the last three guys you liked, and why?
the last three guys I liked and why. Okay.
Skip anything you want to skip.
The last guy I liked was my ex-boyfriend.
Respect.
And I liked him a lot just because we vibed really well. I feel like the most important thing a guy can do is like, for me to actually like them, it's more than the initial attraction. It's like the personality and like the respect you get with them. And I think the most important thing is like you vibe together, know what each other like. Like when a guy's too pushy, that's a no for me. Like I like a guy that gives you your space, but like lets you know he's interested and only interested in you.
As it should be.
Let me get to her because she
Wait,
needs
what's
to
the
go.
question again?
Last three guys you liked and why?
Okay. I guess just like with all of them, like confidence, like they knew like who they were and like what they wanted, and like they weren't afraid to go for it.
Okay. Now, let's end this video. Did you want to plug any social media?
I'm good.
Anybody?
I'll shout out mine.
Yeah.
Shout out at j.morales, morales .03.
At LILYWIDGREN Instagram.
I apologize if you get flooded with DMs.
Wait, how popular